You guys had just finished fighting Ord Casto, the priest in the town of Vigorova that you arrived in. I use the term priest a little bit loosely. He was more of like a overlord that was controlling this town, serving Velrath, but he was certainly functioning like a priest. You guys had confronted him and defeated him, knocked him out, and he was incapacitated on the ground. And then as he woke up, you guys had some time to question him and investigate his office, and you did so. And so you found some valuable information. You questioned him. He shared some information about how he had been sent all of these undead sailors that were in the town from Velrath, and he didn't really know how he got them. He just got a list of names and almost treated them like inventory to be managed. Actually, some of the acolytes came bursting through the walls, the door, not the walls, like that freaking Kool-Aid man.
Kool-Aid
man.
Just
burst in. Oh yeah. No, they came through the door and they saw what was going on, and the villagers saw what was going on. And long story short, you guys ended up being able to convince them that they didn't need this guy, that this guy was a bad dude. And you released him into their custody. You released Ord Casto into their custody to mete out justice as they saw fit. You guys decided that you weren't going to kill this guy, even though you knew him to be a bad dude. And some of you may have been really tempted to kill him. You guys said, you know what, you
some
guys...
Some more than others.
Yes, some more than others. You said, you villagers, you guys can do with this guy as you see fit. They put him in jail. You guys decided that the next minister that you were going to try and go deal with would be Jack. Jack lives in a bog and is pretty reclusive. You weren't really sure what to expect from this guy, but that's who you decided to go for next. You also, though, decided that it would be really important to be able to get into the fort, more information about the fortress. So you sent Polaris undercover into the fortress. The Polaris is not here with us today. She is at the fortress of Velrath undercover, doing some investigating, trying to learn about any weaknesses and mapping out the space a little bit. You guys have set off toward Jack's bog. Very conveniently, Rusty, with her mechanical body, was able to pull a Optimus Prime move and transform into this great mechanical carriage that she can transport you guys in. And it's about a week's voyage. So, setting the scene, you guys are, you're traveling along, and there's no horse. This is a horseless carriage.
Yeah, I was going to say, did you explain our mode of transportation?
Yeah, as you'll recall, Rusty transformed like a robot in disguise.
Optimus Prime.
Yeah, she
or
Optimus
Cinderella
Primed,
Pumpkin.
in the biz.
Either way, could be Cinderella Pumpkin.
Right, and she has turned herself into a carriage, a horseless carriage. You guys are on in the back of that carriage. Think the beginning of Skyrim, something like that, and so you guys are traveling along, and you're on your way to the bog. What are you guys doing? What are you guys talking about as you guys are on your way?
Not in the forest yet, right? We're like still
You're not to the
like
bog yet.
Okay.
Yeah, I would say if you imagine it, maybe, it's like have you seen the Cliffs of Moher? It's like you're on the path. It's an island, so there's the ocean off to one side, but you're kind of up high on some cliffs, and you just hear, the crunching of dirt beneath your feet, and or not beneath your feet, beneath the wheels of this carriage, and it's quiet. There's some animals in the distance. But you're not near any towns. You left the last town a couple of days ago, and you're making your way toward this remote bog. And so you just kind of have the sea breeze in the air, and nothing but time for a couple days to kind of catch up with each other. And yeah.
Rusty, I believe we need to have a more serious talk about something.
What could you be referring to?
Unamused. He's going to look at Doc. He goes, we allowed you on our ship. We brought you to your home. We requested nothing of you other than information. And after what happened with Ord, we have now learned the information you gave us was a lie.
Oh, I mean, which part?
We asked you why you were in Polaris, and you told us that you were simply a merchant. Now, I believe it is confident to say that was a lie.
Suppose I should lay it out plainly. Look, I was sent to Polaris by Casto. I became, I know Rickety explained some of this, but I was forced into service with Ord Casto. It was the only way I knew to protect my family, protect my brother. And he quickly, after taking me into his service, sent me away to Ivo, who I mentioned I'm not eager to go back there. And Ivo poked and prodded and turned me into what I am today. I became the most efficient shipwright machine you've ever seen. And I didn't get to choose that. That was chosen for me. And I became Casto's right-hand man. He had me leading his people. He had me fixing all of his ships. It was an impossible job. And when a time came when he needed some supplies and we needed some parts that we couldn't get here locally, he sent me, because he felt he could trust me, to Polaris to sell some things and to buy some things and to do some exchanging of goods. And I was supposed to return to continue leading his team of shipwrights and fixing the ships with the parts that I came back with. And so that was true. I was then abandoned there because of all the things happening at sea, and not as many people were going back to Velcora because of the shipwrecks that were happening and the tales of destruction. And so I got stuck there for a while, and you guys were my only way to get back home. And I was worried about what he would do to my family and my brother if I wasn't there. And so I have no excuse. I shouldn't have lied to you about that. But I didn't know if I could trust you, and I didn't believe that he could be defeated.
So what was the secret he was holding over your head?
Oh, he wasn't holding the secret over my head. He was holding my family against me. I was worried that at any moment, if I betrayed him or if I did anything, he would kill my family. And so I suppose the only secret was I often tried to keep my connection to them, vague. Because if people knew that they were my family and that I was helping Casto, I just didn't want to put them in unnecessary danger.
Can I roll insight on that?
Yeah. Go for it.
All right, first roll of the night. Let's hope it's a good one.
D20.
Yeah. That's like mid-level. That's
Yeah.
Could be worse, right?
A 14? No, she seems to be being as honest as she can now. She trusts you.
So he blackmailed everyone else, yet he threatened you with sheer violence?
I would say for most people, it was a mixed bag. Everyone feared. There were some people that he had more control over through information, and some people who feared him simply because of his sheer strength. And I certainly fell more into the latter group. I didn't have anything to hide from him. He knew me from a young age. I didn't have anything I was ashamed of other than the leverage he had over me and my siblings. And, I certainly still feel shame that I helped him for so long, but I felt there was no other way out.
If I may interrupt for a moment, Rusty, how did you become this?
Yes.
The player is trying to think of the word.
I believe.
How would a D&D words be for Robo-Bird?
I believe she mentioned this Jack fellow.
Ivo.
Right?
She was
Ivo,
sent to
that's
one
it.
of the other. It was the minister that she said she'd like to end up going to last if she could, because she's not eager to go back there. And she just explained that he had kind of poked her. She was a little bit vague about the fact that he had
Wait,
turned
who's
her
Jack?
into.
Is Jack the one we're going to see now?
Jack's the one you're headed to right now, the more
Got it. Okay.
reclusive one in the bog.
Is what Rusty is now something? I'm just a new player asking, something that is within the world of D&D, or like people who have been mechanicified, or is this something wholly unique?
There is a degree, yeah. There's certainly like artificers and warforged are things in D&D.
Okay.
The like cyborg version of it is a little bit unique. There's not a playable class that you could play where you can transform into carriages.
Is what Rusty is now something that is common, or is it extremely uncommon?
No.
Okay.
No. You would have seen. I would say living in Portolus, you may have come across people that have. Again, and this is the world where there are some engineers. Even in Twilight Reach, there's some schools of artificers. So you might have come across people that are starting to find interesting new technologies, and maybe there's some people who have, like, on the rare occasion, I don't know, maybe you've seen a bionic eye, or like some kind of new weapon that has some mechanical elements to it. But someone who's been completely converted into some kind of cyborg is way beyond anything you would have ever seen before. This is a huge technological. It would have taken a genius artificer to do something like that.
Got you.
Yeah.
It does make sense, though, that he is strong. I mean, his divination magic was pretty weak. It makes sense that he would strong arm people. He almost killed us, after all.
He would kind of just side-eye Doc.
We were fine. It was fine. Everything was fine.
So, you work for Ord, or worked for Ord. And
I did.
Ord worked for the Lich. So I must ask you, why were you in Portolus? Did you have
like I said, they
anything
sent
to
me-
do with the gem going missing?
No. Actually, that surprised me as much as it did seem to surprise all of you. As far as I knew, if I'm being honest, my understanding was always that Velrath and Lord Elric of Crespont have a very good relationship. Some say they're even in league with each other. And that, the whispers are that Lord Elric even helped Velrath to supplant our previous king. So when the Lich came and attacked Portolus, it made no sense to me. It's part of why I knew I needed to leave as urgently as possible. I was already trying to get out of there, and it just made me feel that much more urgent, because if Velcora and Crespont are starting to get heated, it's going to start getting messy.
Do you feel as if whatever mental hold he had on you is broken Do you think that this is something that could be used by one of these other ministers?
Good question. I know my understanding, they never fully explained it to me. My understanding is that when Ivo did this, turned me into this, he basically built in a back door, an override switch, which he gave to Ord for exactly that kind of situation so that he could always have control over me. I have no reason to think he would have given one to any of the other ministers, but Ivo made me what I am. As far as I know, he may be able to. We'll have to see when we get there. As I think we've known each other well enough at this point, you don't have to raise your hand.
Oh.
What?
Okay. So I didn't want to do it while we were fighting. That's why I tried to use magic to inspire you. But if you let me, if that does happen, I can take control of you instead.
Oh, you can take control of my body
Ghana
or
just
my mind.
slowly turns his head.
Yeah, Doc's doing the exact same thing.
You see, Rusty actually looks kind of interested and hopeful, and she's like, "Look, if I'm going to be controlled by someone, I would rather be controlled by a friend. But I need to ask, how does your magic work? Does it control my mind or does it control my body?"
Well, I know how it works when I use on people who don't want to be controlled. I don't know if it hurts, but when I intrude someone's mind, I can take it over maliciously because usually they fight back.
Well,
but
my
if you
fear
don't
is,
fight back, then maybe it doesn't hurt.
I'm not worried about it hurting because honestly, look, when he took me over there, he's only done that a few times. The experience is incredibly painful, not physically, but mentally, because I'm still me in there. My brain is still mine, but my body gets taken over, and I lose all control of my body.
So as far as I'm aware, if you let me take over your body, then your brain will still be there, and I will just move you. If you maliciously attempt to stop me, then I have to dominate your brain, and then you're gone until I leave your brain.
What we'd have to test sometime is whether your magic controls my brain or my body. Because if you take over my brain, when that override switch is active, my brain doesn't control my body anymore. But if your magic controls my body, he was the only one given the override switch. As far as I know. Again, Ivo might have kept one for himself.
I mean, we could try it at some point today if you wanted and see what happens.
He looks at you kind of warily. He says, I think, how about this? Let's try that before we get to Ivo for certain. I think, this
hopefully
was
we just
so
never
recent.
have to use it.
I would just be glad to maybe have a few days of having my body back to myself again. And maybe I'll let you know when I'm ready and we can try doing that test. Just give me a little bit of time to, recover from everything with Ord. But I think that's probably a wise idea.
And refrain from using it on Doc at the risk of catching a trident to the face.
I mean,
listen, Ez is welcome to jump in and have conversations with me anytime.
I would only take over one of you if it meant that I would be saving you. I wouldn't just take you over to hurt you. Like, if you were walking towards a cliff, I would stop you. But, I wouldn't just take you over without your understanding. That would be...
Or, if you were cooking food, but you were over-seasoning it, and I wanted it to be less seasoned, or...
And now no one will ever trust Ez again.
Stop it.
No one will trust Ez again.
If you're playing music and it's not very good, maybe just an important situation.
Take it over and make you turn it down.
Oh my gosh.
Or, in case, I wake up and I'm not feeling as good and I just need someone to tell me that I look good. I might just take over and, compliment
honestly, just
myself.
anytime I feel like it, really. Anytime I feel like I want to take you over and I think it's important based on my... Are there any other conversations you guys wanted to have as you guys are
Yes.
rolling along?
A few actually.
Kermit
So
and Fozzie are up front singing their song.
Ghana would like to go into his ring. He would inform Doc and Ez that he is going to retreat into his vessel and have a conversation.
I'll be in my office.
Wait, you can
Okay.
bring Ez into your vessel?
No.
No, he's letting you know. He's just saying like, hey, I'll be back in a few minutes. I'm going, I'll be in my office.
Oh, okay. I was like, what? Okay.
But yes, Ghana would like to go into the ring and
Okay.
commune with Ayun.
Great.
Uh,
I don't have a voice for Ayun.
Just use your voice.
Ayun, I mean, is a deity, so whether Ayun communicates through a voice or through wonders that happen in the vicinity, like, sometimes
Images and
the deity will respond in like a
Yeah.
gentle breeze, or it's really up to the DM to decide how a deity responds.
sure. Okay. So you're gonna go
but-
commune. Go ahead.
Yeah, he's going to go up to the altar that he has in there, and the relic is on the altar at the moment. So he is going to pick up the relic and see if it changed at all.
It still looks the same.
But he will take off his bag, close his eyes, and begin to pray.
Okay.
Ayun,
What does he say?
why did you send me to Doc? You sent me to learn.
Ayun didn't send you.
Ayun, the Marid, and the Wild Mother.
Yeah, Ayun wasn't there though. The Wild Mother and the Marid did, right? They
Correct,
specifically
but
said go to him.
after he found the relic, he prayed to Ayun, because he didn't understand anything.
Right. Yes.
And he said, lead me to someone who can. And
Right.
Ayun
Yes,
sent
yes,
him
yes.
to Doc.
Yeah.
So he
Okay.
says-
No, that's right. That's right.
Because you sent me to learn what the text on this artifact meant, yet he did not know. He does not value wisdom. He is quick to anger. His actions may endanger the very thing that you tasked me with protecting.
Doc
I
outside.
have-
It's just his ears are his ears are burning.
Yeah,
He's,
yeah. He's like,
he's like, I feel
he
kind of grumpy
sneezes.
right now.
He sneezes. Someone's talking
Just-
about me.
What the heck?
He's like, Ez, I don't know why. I just feel a little bit grumpy right now. It's like someone's just,
He was-
I don't know.
I have always followed your words faithfully and trusted your wisdom, that it will guide me. However, how am I meant to trust Doc? What is his role in your plan? All I ask is, please allow me to understand your plan.
You just experience images in your mind, and the images that you get are like you see images of Doc throughout decades and decades and decades. Images of Doc as a young man in the military, gathering his soldiers around him and rallying them. You see him going and helping a fallen comrade who needed to be helped, and getting them up off the ground, and bringing the rest of his crew around them to carry them. You see an image of another sea captain who is in the tavern and seeking help, and him bringing some of the other sea captains over to give him encouragement and advice. You see Birkin McDurkin, the town's leather worker, talking to Doc about how
With an S.
uh,
Plural.
you see, well, at the time, we're going by his preferred. He asked people anyway. You see Birkin McDurkin talking to Doc about how. Well, actually, that's a great point. The three of them are talking to Doc about their woes of not being respected and being mistreated and taken advantage of because people think that they're little and powerless. And Doc brought some of the other people, tradespeople in the town together, and all of them were able to kind of rally around them and give them some advice and give them some help and encouragement. It's all of these little vignettes from Doc's life where he was the person who, when someone needed help, he didn't always have the answer. He didn't always have the cure for their sickness or the help that they need, but he was always someone who knew how to rally a group to solve that problem. And he was always the one who could bring people together and make sure that that problem got solved. And he was someone who would do that. When someone came to him with a problem, he was always someone he wouldn't leave someone unhelped. He would make sure that they didn't leave until he had helped make sure that they were equipped to solve whatever their problem was. And so he just gives you these images and these little kind of videos in your mind, so to speak, of Doc doing all of these things and helping all of these people. And I think, but there's no words. You just kind of have all those in your mind. Doc's relentless dedication to pulling teams together to help people solve even the most difficult of problems.
Ghana opens his eyes. I will trust in you. He'll remain in the ring probably for the next. What's our proficiency at the moment? Your 2 hours.
2 hours.
I can stay inside the ring a number of hours equal to my proficiency. So
okay.
I can stay in the ring for a total of 2 hours.
Okay.
So he will remain in the ring for 2 hours. During that time, he will be tidying up and making sure that all of his stuff is in order before popping out of the ring. Doc.
Yes.
I would like to apologize.
Well, good, because I'd like to as well.
I for sure thought you was gonna be like, good.
Well, good. I deserve one.
The best way to receive an apology. I'd like to apologize. Good. Do that then.
Gosh.
No, Doc's like super like good. I feel like we need to clear the air. He wants to apologize as well.
After reflecting on what happened and learning that Ord was not just using blackmail, I realized something. You did not come out here to be our leader. You came out here for revenge. The Lich destroyed the only thing that you have known for nearly a century. On our journey here, you were forced to fight on more than one occasion, and after vowing to live a life of peace. I was not wrong for what I said. But I apologize for not saying it differently.
Thank you. After reflecting on our ride, I face it, I'm probably always going to be an in-your-face sort of guy, but I could have been in his face with my fist and pushed him out and pushed him away instead of trying to stab him. I did get a little too stab happy. I'm sorry. I'm sorry for yelling. This is hard. This is frustrating. And I've always dealt with military, and I get sent on a mission and I just go do the thing. I'm not used to having to deal with people like this and these complex situations. I like to rally the troops. That's sort of my thing. Not and someone else. I'll go cook in the kitchen afterwards, and I'll stand and wave and organize and get people in the right place. But to just need to, I'm relying on you, Ghana, to help me get into people's heads, not the way Ez does.
Ghana's literally just pointing at Ez when you're trying to get into people's
not
heads.
The way he does.
Ez like, what am I, chopped liver?
You have a way of talking to people and with people that I could learn about. And so yes, I think that we're going to meld much better.
I have something to apologize for too.
Yeah.
Slowly turns head.
Yeah.
So I didn't exactly forget my bird pipes in the room. I went back into the room and I went back into his brain and I was about to kill him because I saw in his brain and I saw in his memories and I saw in his mind and I saw his potential outside of the questions that you guys were asking. And I only saw darkness and destruction. I saw what, and he's going to kind of like look down and get a little quiet. I saw what my father was. And he's too powerful to be kept alive. But as I was in his brain, and I was about to, do what I did to that prisoner, I stopped. And I just threatened him, intimidating him, telling him that if he did anything besides repent and move towards a better life, that his magic is nothing compared to mine, and I would destroy him. But I didn't destroy him. But know that he has a darkness that if the town doesn't keep him in check, he will come to power again. He has a darkness that if unchecked, many more will get hurt if he stays alive. But I didn't kill him. But I wanted to. Badly.
But I didn't.
But I didn't.
Insight?
But I wish I did. But I didn't.
Your insight versus my deception?
Are you deceiving Ghana right now?
But I didn't. That's how you know someone's telling the truth. It's when they keep telling you that they're being honest.
DM, am I deceiving him?
No, you didn't kill him.
Okay, see? No, I didn't kill him. See,
as I recall, though, you did roll a very high intimidation.
That's true. So I don't know the state of his brain. So I mean, maybe it is broken.
Probably going to need some therapy after that moment for sure.
That's not,
but he's
that
not
is
dead.
That is not the question.
Yeah,
Dude's needed therapy for a long time.
I didn't kill him, but whether he needs
yeah,
therapy or not's another story.
I think he needed therapy long before we arrived.
Yeah. You didn't help things. You didn't make his mental state stronger. But Yeah, no. Yeah, as far as you can tell, Ez is being honest.
Yeah, as far as I can tell, yeah, and as far as Ez knows, he's not dead. So he's telling the truth. Or he didn't kill him.
I thank you for being open with us.
Yeah. It wasn't easy.
As I think that you need to be careful. I'm proud of you for not acting on that impulse, but the truth of the matter is, with great power comes great responsibility.
Oh no, are you gonna die?
Doc's dead.
Oh, this is it.
Is Doc gonna get shot by a human handgun in the street?
In a
And
car.
Ez is gonna become a vigilante?
You have incredible skills.
Spider is.
Spider is. Yeah, I can just see him crawling around. He's just going crazy.
Multi-class into Druid next. Got it. Okay.
Oh.
Spider, just always cast spider crawl on yourself.
He would say, "You have incredible skills," and as I said, I would trust you. You know, I enjoy your voicemails into my head, and but I would never trust Ord. So I would encourage you, as you continue to develop these skills, to be a trustworthy individual, so that when you need to use this power that is on the surface a little bit scary, man, that the people around you know who you are in your heart, so that when you do act on it, we know that it's with the best intentions.
Oh, this is like a real Mufasa moment. When
Yeah,
Mufasa's
I'm
in the
just
clouds
going at it.
Remember.
Doc's been thinking about this
who
for a
you
long
are.
time, because he's seen Ez just kind of do some creepy stuff with his powers.
Yeah.
Ez
No, that's a good
will
encouragement.
kind of respond to, like, you know, I was scared when you said get out of my head and you threw the trident at him, because the magic that Ord used, that I have that same magic, and he's seen as evil. Well, I have the same that he has. His is much weaker than mine, but he has it. So if he's evil,
Magic is not evil. It is the people who wield it who are evil. If you choose to do evil with it, then you are like Ord. However, someone like me, I must admit I am jealous. I wish I had the ability to find answers in people's heads without having to ask them. It would make things a lot easier.
Yeah, but you also see things in people's heads you don't want to see. Ord was very bad.
I don't doubt that. But we are not the ones who make the decision whether someone lives or dies. All wisdom is valuable. And when a life dies, all the wisdom that they possess dies with them. And that is a tragedy regardless of who that person is.
Ez looks kind of like, after you say that, kind of like confused and blundered a little bit, because he definitely feels conflicted of, like, yeah, life is precious, but also at this point in his journey, he would do whatever it took to get his mother back. So
Ghana wants to
like,
talk to Ez, but
conflicted.
probably not today. He'd wait till like the next day to actually confront Ez.
Not overwhelm the kid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
And then-
the next day of travel, Ghana does want to approach Ez about something.
Okay. Well, there will be plenty of travel as you guys go to the various ministers. So we'll say, as you guys have had these really good kind of healing conversations, a chance to connect with each other. You look off the side, and you realize you've traveled a lot further than you realized. And we'll kind of zoom back through some of what we covered at the end of last week. You guys came to the end of the island that you were on, and there was kind of some shallow water with a sort of a land bridge to this kind of archipelago style connected little island. And you go across this little land bridge, splashing through this shallow water, and come to this new island that's kind of this bog. And as we talked about last time, as you come into this town, it's pretty lush with trees. And I would say the conversation starts to falter because you guys realize this place is kind of strange. You come, as you get toward the center of this smaller island, you see there looks to be what was once a whole town with a town hall and a small kind of cute little white chapeled church and a handful of houses. And you see these homes, but they've all been just completely destroyed. There's no people in sight. The whole place is just destroyed. All of these houses have been crushed. It almost looks like some kind of creature came through and destroyed all of these homes. Like there's big, smash, things were smashed, not just decay, not just abandoned. And you come through this town. It's a ghost town. It's completely desolate. And as you arrive on the far end of the town, you kind of go through, and Rusty's kind of going slow. She notices you guys get to the edge of the town. She's like, maybe this was a dead end. This is where I was always told. The rumors are that he was here. This is supposed to be the right place. And she looks around, and you notice that kind of off in the distance, separate from the rest of this town, separate from the rest of these homes, there's a little house kind of up on a hill. And it's a very quaint little house. Doesn't look particularly fancy, but it's definitely separated from the rest. And it's not destroyed. It's the only house in the area that's not destroyed. And
tell me, Rusty, do giants live on Velcora?
She says, I've certainly never heard of any giants. I can't imagine any creatures that would have done something like this. And she slowly kind of rolls up toward this house. And there's kind of a gate out front, and the gate door is kind of swinging open. And you guys go through the gate. She kind of pulls through, and there's some little garden areas out front, a pumpkin patch and a cabbage patch. And inside, you see there's no lights on. But this is the only home in the whole town that is immaculate. In terms of everything is in perfect repair. Nothing is broken. Everything else is completely in shambles, and this house is perfectly repaired. It looks dusty. It looks a little dirty just from like maybe nobody lives here. But otherwise the windows are in tip-top shape. Everything about this house looks perfect. And as you guys get close, and she kind of pulls up and stops in what would be a driveway if these had driveways, you notice the lights turn on, and all of a sudden there's some music emanating from inside, and the door is still closed, but you hear some music come on, and the lights turn on. You can kind of see it through the curtains of the window. And you guys are now in front of this one house in this town that seems to have signs of life. So
how far away is the forest from where we're sitting right now?
So this whole island is kind of covered in it's forested like a bog, but they've made a little bit of a clearing around this house. So there's maybe 20 feet around this whole house that is cleared so they could build and have their little farms and stuff. And then there's all the trees and stuff around there.
Okay, because Then, as soon as they stop, Ez is gonna like jump out of the carriage and bolt to the nearest like tree, and he's gonna like kind of like whether there's a leaf pile there or not. He's just gonna kind of like spin around and just fall backwards onto the ground and just like kind of like roll around in the grass and kind of dump out his satchel of old leaves that he uses for Graw's bed. And he's gonna go and start like meticulously picking leaves off of like trees and bushes and like putting them in his satchel to replace the old leaves. And he just looks super happy for like the first time in a while because he has not been in a forest in a very long time.
Yeah, I think as you do that, Rusty will kind of take everyone else off to the side. She doesn't want to just be sitting right out in front of this house because this is where Jack lives, right? So she's going to take you guys off to the side so you can get find a little clearing kind of off to the side of this house in the forested area where you guys can see the house, but it's, it's like if you were like a sniper, you're like a little ways away where you can see the house, but you're hopefully a little bit covered. Ez is kind of playing. You guys have a minute now. Rusty looks at you and says, look, again, this guy's a little bit reclusive, but all of the rumors are that he lives in this area. This is the only house that seems to have any signs of life. The lights just turned on. I've got to believe he might live in this house. There's nothing else around here. There's not a big island. I don't know what the city is, why this little village seems to have been destroyed. It certainly doesn't seem like a good sign. I don't know, you guys, you could just knock on the door or you could try to sneak it. What do you guys, I could get you here. I don't know. I'm no strategist. I'm no fighter. I don't know what to do now. And so you guys will have a moment to kind of come up with a strategy and decide what you think you want to do to try to get into this house.
He would tell Rusty, you know more about him than any of us. Ord was in charge of his ships and dredging for, well, I guess we still don't know what they were dredging for. If this man is a recluse, what is his purpose?
Oh, good question. She starts to build. It's evening now, so you guys will kind of set up a little camp, and you'll be able to make your plans overnight and do whatever you're going to do in the morning.
What does this guy do for the king? Like,
so she's kind of building, maybe with help, a little campfire, kind of getting things set, and she's talking to you about this. She says,
I can
"This
help
guy
with that.
is the."
He uses the cantrip bonfire. It just instantly just appears out of nowhere.
Bloop. She says, Jack is the Minister of Strategy and War for Velrath. Again, not much is known about him. He keeps to himself. And many people actually said that he didn't exist, but those who do know that he exists only speak of his incredible wisdom and insight and knowledge. He's not known to be aggressive or combative. What he's known for is just being incredibly insightful. And so the legends are that Velrath found him and brought him onto his team to give him insights for battle and for foreign diplomacy and those kinds of things. Whenever he needs advice, he goes to Jack. They say he just calls him on a sending stone. Few ever actually see Jack in person. And Jack gives him advice, and it's part of why Velcora seems to have been flourishing so much, is people credit that to the wisdom of Jack's consultancy.
Well, if he is truly a man of knowledge, there is no harm or no reason to harm someone who has come.
I don't know that we need to. I don't recommend harming him unless, like I say, the fact that this whole town has been destroyed, we'll have to see if that was his doing or...
I mean, something dangerous is here.
something dangerous, certainly, and he's
Is Ez
survived
able
it.
to possibly tell, like, if it was made by an animal that he's familiar with, forest-wise?
Oh, yeah. I
Or
guess
if it
maybe
was
that would be
made
a
by something that...
nature check.
Kind of just assumed it was swamp giants. That's why he was like, do giants live on Valgora? Because this looks quite similar to a mountain village that was destroyed by a hill giant that I went through.
Oh, my dice aren't activated. Oh no. Hold on.
Have to roll a physical dice.
I know. We'll have to do it on the... I'll get that set up on our break.
Okay.
Grab a dice real quick. Oh my gosh.
All of a sudden, you just start rolling exclusively nat 20s. Isn't that crazy?
It's not a nat 20, but it is a... Hold up.
Dirty 20?
No, it's a 19... Oh, it is a dirty 20. 19 plus 1. So dirty 20.
Interesting. So it is not a creature you've ever seen before, but with a score that high, I would say you do get the sense that it's some kind of sea creature, like some kind of aquatic, maybe amphibious creature. It doesn't look like claw marks. It looks almost like maybe tentacles that smashed all of these buildings. You maybe noticed that there were like suction cup style marks on some of the wood debris.
I know a lot about the forest, but I don't know much about the sea. These were not made by a forest creature. These seem to be made by some sort of aquatic, like an octopus or squid or something. But I don't know much about the sea. I could be wrong.
Are we near the sea?
It's a small island, and it's a bog, so it's very wet everywhere.
Would I be able to look at the marks and maybe confirm that? Like, now that Ez has brought that to my attention.
Yeah, you could roll nature as well.
Okay.
At 20s. Ah, yes, I've seen this before. It's Cthulhu.
I'm going to try.
And that one, you're just like,
jeez. BBEG, roll for initiative.
Cthulhu is here.
heck if I know.
It's a 5. Doc's like, that's probably right.
I think with a 5, you would just say, yeah, I think you maybe were distracted as you came through town because you were just noticing the wreckage and this strange place. Right. And so you didn't notice some of those unique markings as closely. But as is describing that, you also have no recollection of any creature that would have been quite like what he's describing. Something that's sort of amphibious but has tentacles, and yeah, that also seems strange to you.
So, just to confirm, we saw no life in the town. Like, it is totally...
It's a total ghost town. Everything, all of the houses have been smashed and broken.
Except for
the only sign of life has been this house that is completely restored or not damaged, where the lights turned on when you got close. Gotcha. Like almost like motion sensor, like, and you walk past a house in your neighborhood at night.
Donna's going to turn to the party. Word of Ord's defeat should not have reached anyone yet, so there is no reason for him to treat us anything other than simple travelers.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
I say we enter with the intention of learning all that we can before deciding whether or not this even is an enemy of ours. If he is simply an advisor, he can choose to make the smart decision of simply not helping a falling king.
Perhaps we should get that sending stone so he's no longer able to connect. If we need to. Who knows?
He's going to turn to Rusty. How long do you need to hear him speak before you can imitate his voice?
Oh. Usually just a few hours of hearing someone talking and I can get a pretty good feel for it. The longer I hear them, the better I can do. I haven't tried that often. Usually, the only person I've tried to do that with is Casto. So it'll be an experiment.
And we will see if we can drag the conversation on.
Okay.
I say we go knock on the door and just act
Yeah.
like we're curious. Act dumb.
Are you going to try and knock on the door? So it's nighttime. You guys made a campfire. Are you guys going to sleep and knock in the morning? Or are you guys going to go knock? It's, the sun is just set. So maybe it's 6, 7 p.m.
Well, if we arrived and the lights came on,
I'm going to go knock.
I would assume that he knows
Okay.
we're here. So having strangers just up here camp outside your house all night, it would be kind of weird.
Fair enough. Okay.
Should we try to sell a carpet?
Ghana is going to detect magic as they approach the house, though.
Rusty is going to tell you guys, hey, look, I'm not much of a fighter. I'm going to hang back here. I'll tend to the fire. Call me if you need me.
She says as she
you want me to
almost
come inside?
one-shot us in the last combat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's because she was forced into battle mode. You guys can ask her to come in with you if you want. But
Can you voluntarily turn into battle mode? Like, is that something you can do, or is that the switch?
Oh, that was a switch that he did. I don't know. I don't really get aggressive like that normally. I could try to fight, but I don't know how to do quite what. Do you guys want me to come in with you?
I believe it is probably better that you don't. As of right now, he does not know that we have anything to do with Ord. However, you do.
I agree.
Okay, I'll stay here. And so you guys approached the front door, and you said you just wanted to knock, right?
Yep.
FBI,
open up!
I was gonna say there's like a. I was gonna say that there's like a. Those like Downton Abbey style like brass pole thingies as a string, and it rings a little bell inside. Anyway, you guys you ring this little bell, and the door opens, and a man is standing there, and he looks young and very peppy. He's got a nice kind of a nice vest on with a white button-up shirt underneath and regular, pants. And the house inside is, brightly lit. And he just looks to you and says, "Oh, well, hello there. My name is John. It's so great to meet you." And he's kind of turns and looks into the house and says, "Honey, Angel, come. We've got some visitors." And he turns back to you and he says, "Well, you got to come inside. I'd love to meet you." And he sticks his hand out and says, "Put her there. I'm John."
Hey guys, my name is Mark and I'm the lead pastor at Lux Digital Church. I hope you're enjoying the D&D campaign, the show today. I hope you're having a great time hanging out with the entire crew. And I also wanted to tell you that over in our Discord server, we have an ongoing Dungeons & Dragons West Marches style campaign. That means you can jump in and play at any time that is convenient for you, as long as there's a game being offered with a variety of different dungeon masters and players. We have games that are posted every single month that you can join in with, starting at level 1 and going the whole way up through level 15 in D&D in the new 2024 5th edition rules. If you're interested in joining in and playing some D&D with us, all you have to do is join our Discord server at discord.gg/luxdigitalchurch, and then go ahead and grab the D&D rule, slide down inside of the channels to the Play D&D section. You can look there and find different videos on character creation, different elements of the world that we're playing in, and then you can submit your character and jump in and adventure off of the guild board soon. Once again, I hope you've been enjoying the show and the live stream, and we hope to see you over in the Lux Discord to play D&D with us very soon.